Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Darcy.
Good morning, Jeff.
Hmm. Doesn't seem like my thing's
I
capturing.
don't hear any sound.
You don't hear any sound.
Yeah, but it might just be me.
I'm gonna go with it's just
Patricia, do
you.
you hear us? Yeah, it probably is.
Just for now.
Maybe. Yeah. Yep.
You are our official sound checker.
Yeah. I should have more things set up. I had plenty of time, but I like to wait till the last second
I thought
to
we all
do
had
anything.
technical difficulties today. Thought that's the
Yeah.
day. Just technical difficulty day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, so we still haven't got our sound check yet. I don't know. I don't know what to say with that one. Because I have
Hello?
us going.
No, I don't hear anything.
So I guess
I
Patricia
hear
couldn't
zero
hear
sound.
us if we can't if she can't hear us. We couldn't ask her. Can you hear us? We can't hear us. Can you type it in the chat?
Oh,
Oh, she can hear us.
all right. So it's just me.
That's
Well,
just
those
so
are
funny
the right
though.
kind of technical difficulties.
That's the best.
Could she hear both of us?
She waits until
Who
we're
can you
already
hear?
talking about how she wouldn't be able to hear us when
What?
it's just funny because
Maybe
there's the
there's a
delay.
maybe
There's
there's a really big delay.
there is a delay. So it's just funny because we've already like done the full check and then we're like, well, maybe she can't hear us. Guess we're
Yep.
good to go. Oh, DB says
Oh,
she can hear us.
perfect.
Now everybody
Thanks,
says they can
DB.
hear us, even though we asked
Yep.
like minutes ago. Probably only been like
Yep.
a few seconds. Let's see. It doesn't tell how long I've been recording because it's the same as when we started. We've been on for 10 minutes, it says. But it's counting our preview.
Yeah.
Why
Dang
does our
it.
website not have any
Dang.
upcoming events?
Because we're lazy. I mean,
No, because the
yeah.
show's over. This is our last show.
No.
Yeah, that is. They
Oh,
didn't tell you? You didn't
fine.
get your letter?
I didn't this is how I find out. I like waiting until 5 o'clock on Friday to tell me I don't have a job anymore.
Yeah, I got mine yesterday. Did you check your mail? Or did your wife get it?
No. Nobody gets the mail here.
Nobody gets it. Sounds actually like my house.
No, Rick's actually pretty good. He checks it every few days. But when I lived by myself, um, I my mailman finally put a note on my mailbox because he couldn't shove any more mail in it. It was one of the ones where it like opened from the top, for the mailman because I lived in an apartment, and then I would open the door. Well, it was just like packed in there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I walked by it every day, like, in and out, because the back door, uh, was a little sketchy, so I'd always go out right through the front door and still not
Yeah,
still wouldn't check it, so
yeah. I guess it wasn't. I guess it didn't have anything that you felt you needed out of it.
no.
That's the only
No,
time you would
well,
check
it's
it.
always junk mail.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
It's usually just junk, or it's bills you don't want to
Yeah.
see. One of
Well,
the two.
yeah, like, where at that apartment, like, my rent included all of my bills, all
Hmm.
the utilities, including oil, which was
Sounds like a
awful.
good
We
deal.
had no, because we couldn't control the heat.
Oh.
In our apartments, there was no control in there, so, like, in the winter, we'd have to like, everyone would have their windows open because it would be so hot, and then in the summer, it would also be hot, but, um,
So then it just never
yeah,
got
no,
cool.
in the winter yeah. Yeah, you couldn't, like, "Alright, I need to save some money, so I need to, like, not have the heat as a high," or, maybe not take like a 45-minute shower every day, these kinds of things. And it wasn't. It was just like every month they just divided how much everybody used total. And so in the winter, my rent went up like 200 or 300 bucks. I couldn't live there after my first winter. I was like, okay, I cannot afford this by myself. Yeah.
Hmm.
But anyway, that was a long story to say that I had a hard time checking my mail.
Well, your stories are usually long. To say that.
Hmm. I
So
know.
I
And they
think
have no
everybody's used to
beginning
that.
or end.
They have no beginning or end, just lots of middle.
It's all middle.
I was just thinking about coming in the middle of a movie, and it's like, all right, what's going on? Who are the people? And then by the time you figured it all
It
out,
doesn't matter.
it's over, and you're like, wait, what happened? I don't know. Nothing.
What did this have to do with anything? Absolutely nothing.
So I just learned
Hey,
about all
yeah.
these people and this stuff for nothing. Yep.
Yep,
I watched a good movie, I thought, last night.
exactly. Yeah, what'd you watch?
The School of Good and Evil.
Oh, I haven't heard of it.
I would say, I don't know if I'd call it a kids movie, but it wasn't a kids movie. Maybe a teen movie, I guess. I don't know, because it was, but it was about where all the fairy tales come from. And so then
Oh,
uh,
I like stuff
they
like
had to
that.
keep the balance of good and evil. So they were training the kids. So it was all like the kids of famous fairy tale people. And then they had to, yeah, there was a whole story with it. It was really good, actually. It was, it
Hmm.
ended up being
Is it
even
on
better
Disney?
than I thought. Netflix.
I don't have Netflix anymore.
Oh,
We
nobody's.
accidentally bought too much data that we have to use. So
Mm.
we're like, oh my gosh, we can watch a movie this weekend. It's hilarious. We're like totally looking forward to it. Um, so hmm,
Yep, it's
maybe
on
it'll be on.
Netflix.
It probably wouldn't be on Amazon, huh?
Mm-mm. I don't think so. I think it was a Netflix exclusive, but I'm not sure.
That feels right. Well, Rick wouldn't watch it anyways, but maybe I'll get when I get up in the morning tomorrow. I'll
When you
check it
save
out.
up some extra data,
Yeah, yeah. Well, Rick, we had to buy some extra data, and then a couple days later, I went on the site and it said that we didn't have any more data, and I was starting my work day. So I was like, shoot, I should buy some, right? So I went and I was like, but Rick said he bought some. So I went and looked. It comes directly out of my account. So I went through, I didn't see it, so I bought more. And then I refreshed the tab and it still said you don't have any data. And then I looked underneath and it said you now have 70 gigs of data. And I was like, oh my God. We only have like 5 days left. We're totally not going to use all of that. So yeah, we spent mm, anyway, that was stupid. And of course it doesn't roll over. So
that's what I
anyway,
assumed when you said you only had 5 days to use it. So it's like you get to watch movies.
yeah, we can watch movies. Yeah. So
Yeah, they count on
anyway,
that. That's what they count on.
yep. I was
Is
like, they
millions
got us
of the
good.
little mistakes of either needing data, buying it accidentally, not using it. That's how they win.
Yep.
They don't win on the
Yep.
people that are using it efficiently.
Yeah.
So,
No. That is correct. So yeah, that happened. So
all
we get to
right.
watch a movie. So I'm taking suggestions.
That's not on Netflix. That's on
We were
Disney. Oh, the freaking season 3 of The Mandalorian.
yeah.
Best ever.
I don't know if we have
I
enough
mean,
data for that though.
I don't even know if I
It's
could
the best
explain.
season.
I don't even know. Like, I agree with Phil. Like, because Phil and I watched the last episode together, and the last two, because I like watching them a few at a time, and he can't wait usually, so he watches
Hmm.
them right away. and I would I would say I don't remember if it was 7 or 8. One of them was just yeah, the best of the series so far by far. Like just
Okay.
they nailed it so well. I don't want to give anything away because it's too funny. And yeah, the whole and they end it. You don't have to get. I'll give away the very ending in the way of not giving away anything.
No,
Not giving
don't.
away anything. They just wrap it all up really nice. So you don't have to
Mm.
cliffhang.
Oh, that's
I
good.
like when you don't get have to cliffhang till the next season. Like there's stuff
Yeah.
that they didn't
Yeah,
wrap
me
up,
too.
but it's not like you're like in the middle of some action at the very end, and they end
Yeah.
it. So
Okay.
that's I like seasons that end that way because I don't like them. I don't like them super cliffhanging because I don't know. There's plenty of stuff to watch, and I don't need to sit there and think about, oh my gosh, now I gotta wait this long for this. But, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what? Yeah, and then you're like, now I have to watch the last 3 episodes before I can watch the
Mm-hmm.
first.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
make sure I remember why it was like so intense at the end. Yep. No,
Yeah, and it kind of loses
that
the
makes sense to
intensity, I
me.
think, every time.
Yeah, I agree. Hmm.
So, best season, but it
Yeah, I'll
was
have to
yeah,
figure
it
that
was the
out.
best season ever of Mandalorian. Not of any show I've ever seen, but it does rank up there.
Nice. Yeah, I'll
Tons of
check it out.
Baby Yoda
Hopefully.
or Grogu.
Oh, yeah. Whatever its name is.
Grogu. They found out what his name
With
was.
an R? Oh yeah.
G
Yeah, they did
R
lot.
G R U something other letters
Yeah.
that make that noise. Because like, didn't Luke get to talk with him? Like the Jedi were like talking with him mentally.
Yeah, but I thought it was the other lady with
Oh, the
the
mechanic lady.
hair arms. No, they went to that village that was kind of like a like a Chinese village or a Japanese village, an Asian village, and they had like there was a woman that was in charge, and then there was this other lady that was out in the woods that was fighting them. I can't remember what it was called because I never watched any of the cartoon spin-offs, but I
Yeah.
guess that character was from it,
Oh,
and I think she
Pips,
was the one that
the
came.
girl with the long hair. What's her name? Dacia
Yeah, I don't
Nasario or
know.
whatever, the chick from Daredevil,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
right? When she did, yeah, I
Rosario
consider
Dawson.
she's
Yeah,
part of
I
the
think
Jedi.
so. Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, yeah,
sorry, she's part of the Jedi. So she's like a Jedi also.
yeah.
So she probably mentally talked with him, but yeah. So you're saying it wasn't Luke that specifically told, because they never talked to Luke
That
directly, right?
Yeah, well, he was just in the at the very end of the 2nd season, right? Like, he was the one that came to get the little guy in the spaceship.
Well, I thought she went and picked him up from Luke too. I thought she's the one that interacts with
Oh,
Luke.
did
I thought that's how that
that
went
might
or
be season
something.
3
I don't
or
remember.
whatever season. I
See, I don't
didn't I
rewatch
didn't
things,
watch
so
that.
I forget. I
Yeah,
forget.
the last one that I saw is that Luke came and got Baby Yoda, and they were all in that spaceship, if I
Oh
remember
yeah, and
correctly,
if
and
you
then
haven't
that was
watched
it.
this before and you were planning on watching it, we just probably gave away a lot of stuff.
Everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" Darcy
Definitely
only told us the middle.
Patricia and DB, they'd never watched it.
Yeah, we should put a spoiler.
But I would say that it's probably one of the best non Star Warsy Star Wars shows out there.
Oh,
Boba
I agree
Fett's a
with
little
that.
more in Star Wars, and the Andor one's definitely super heavy Star Wars, like lore, and you kind of got to know what's going on. But I thought Mandalorian did good standalone. It's
Yeah, I didn't watch any of the other ones. Just
yeah. Don't
I
watch
was gonna
Andor.
start, no, no
I
good?
I Phil says it's the best, but or it's great.
Mm,
I don't like it. I'm trying to watch it, but Boba Fett was pretty good. It was interesting because he's a bad guy that has to be good. So
Yeah.
that's always a good story because they have not so nice ways to
Good
be
nap
good.
time content. Craig's got glowing reviews, apparently.
Oh, Andor. He must be talking about Andor. Is that the one you were talking about? Yeah. It's
If you need
exactly
to
like
take a
that.
nap, put this on.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
that's nice.
And that's exactly it. Phil doesn't build it. It's the politics of Star Wars. And I was like, I don't care about
Oh,
politics. I don't want to listen to any more politics than I have to. So
yeah.
enough enough in our world. I don't need to learn about a fantasy world. So yeah, it is a
Yeah,
lot of
that seems like a lot.
that. But there's people that like that, so all
Yeah.
right, let's get going. We
Yeah.
gotta make our last show the best show.
Yeah. And then what? Oh, we'll talk about it later.
Oh, sorry, this is my screen. You guys aren't supposed to see this. And then this is
Failing right from the get-go.
yeah, we had troubles this morning. I think our production we need to hire a new I don't know what is that? What would that position be? It's not a producer and it's not the director, right? I wonder, I guess we'll call him the
I
media manager. Whoever
There you
who
go.
would be in control?
Rick. No.
Rick, yeah, well, Rick
No, I
failed
don't.
this. He got fired a long time ago, and I think we hired Phil, and then
Yep.
Phil never showed up to work. So, we got
Craig's like just, I'm fired.
no.
Don't worry.
Oh
You'll
yeah,
always have that job.
he missed the beginning. Yeah, yeah. Darcy found out today too. Hey, I checked my mailbox. I went into the office yesterday like a good worker and went and checked my mailbox and I found my little pink slip. So I'm sorry I didn't text everybody. Everybody knows I don't go around texting people. So
Yeah, you need to get over that.
should have gave you guys a heads up last night that the show was ending. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know what that person is. The one that controls all the cameras. I would assume like media overlays and just approves it, like an editor type person.
Oh, there you go.
All right. If you didn't live in a hole or a cave this week, then you probably heard about Starship, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Luckily, I know somebody that watches the news. Rick was the one that told me
So,
because I live in a rock. A hole.
what did everybody say? What did you hear about this Starship launch?
I heard that it blew up.
Okay, chat.
But didn't they all blow up in the beginning?
Yep. But what was the main storyline? What would they lead with? What did you see was the overwhelming title of whatever you were watching, or what did they mention the most and not mention? Well, you won't know what they didn't mention because I have a rant about
Well,
this.
you know what? I have no idea what you're getting at.
I
But
know.
when I was going through trying to find some news yesterday, this didn't come up at all. I had to actually search for it. It was like there was, like all the local news, and I was like, or the recent news, science news, and all the other things I normally look at, and this wasn't anywhere. So I had to it's like SpaceX, and then I found it. I thought that was odd. But
That's
what
interesting. So what I'm
did
getting
you
at
see?
is everything I've seen is all they talk about is the fact that it blew up. That it blew up, which gives it a negative feel to me and makes it sound like they're trying to knock on this test. Even though the
Mm,
whole point of the test was only to separate from the launch pad. Like once it cleared the landing area, and got away from its little gate thing, that was considered a success. Everything else was just icing on the cake. So what they tried to do was they tried to finish the rest of it, where they detached the heavy booster rocket from their main little tiny rocket, and then they were going to fly the booster rocket back down to the ship to catch it. And I don't know what they were going to do with the other tiny rocket because we don't know. And so then if that would have been successful, then that would have been even better, but that's the part that failed. They couldn't pull off
Hmm.
the separation didn't work for some reason. For whatever reason, somebody glued it together too tight and couldn't get them separated.
Like that's
But
yeah, I thought like didn't the first several SpaceX rockets blow up? Like when they first
they've
started
blown
doing
up
this? I thought
a
that was
lot, a
pretty
lot, a lot of.
yeah, like more they blew up more than they didn't blow up in the beginning. So, I don't know. I mean, my first question to Rick was I was like, there was nobody on it, right? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, well, then it sounds like there was a possibility that this one was gonna blow up. So it didn't. I don't know. Like I thought that they were just testing it out because it's the biggest one, right?
Yeah, it's the first time
Biggest
they've
rocket.
launched it. Yep. The Super Heavy with Starship. Yep.
Mhm. So hmm, that's interesting. I didn't know about all that, and I
Yep.
do think
And so
that is
when you guys look
interesting.
at it, I lost an RC tire that way. Yeah. Um, but yeah, so they planned on it probably exploding, and this is the first step. And they launched plenty of successful ones now. I forget how many they do a year, hundreds. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I forget how many a month for the smaller rockets, but this one can carry an insane amount of weight. I forget how much, tons and tons. But it was important.
Yeah, I mean, you can yeah, you learn a lot from things being successful, but you learn a lot more from things failing. So, I mean, it feels like either way the next one's going to be a lot better, so,
Yeah,
safer, all those things.
expensive tests though.
I know. Jeez. Yep. But
That's why investors are a little antsy, and that's why this one had to be if it would have just blown up as soon as they fired it up, that would have been really bad. Because
yeah.
the problem is, if he's not successful, it takes that much longer for the next person to be successful due to the fact that you scare people away from investing in it. This isn't like a government funded,
Mhm.
this is all private funded. The biggest advancements that we've gotten out of space in the last 20 years have been privately funded.
Yep.
And if the private funding people fail too much, then nobody will fund them. Then people won't want to do it. Then the people that do want to do it won't be able to find other investors, and it'll just yeah. And some may say it doesn't matter if we go to space.
Of course it does.
I think it's
Yep.
kind of cool that we do, but I'm not too worried about it. Like, I don't think we need. I'm not worried about if we're an interplanetary species by the time in the next 50 years. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think it's like I mean,
But you
we're
got to look ahead.
explorers. That's like
Yeah.
yeah, we're explorers. We want to know things and I mean, I think there's a lot still to explore around here, but you can't just pick one thing. I mean, I don't know. I think there's enough people to explore the oceans and the lands and space.
I agree with Craig. When you spend your own money, you don't have to. Less red tape, less
Yeah.
chiefs. He is the chief. He's the head. He hires,
Hmm.
fires everybody. He's all involved in all his companies. So,
Yeah.
and people said he was distracted by Twitter, yet this one still marches on. This is the best one
Yep.
though, out of all of them. Because yeah, it's the explorer. It satisfies the explorers. I would be on the second ship. I don't feel like going on the first ship.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I know I'll never get to go to space, but I do think it's cool to like learn about what's out there. I know.
Yeah,
I
people
like
better
it.
start making a lot of babies because we're gonna have to send a lot of guinea pigs on these
I think
trips.
there's enough. I think there's enough babies.
Our world population's gonna get depleted by the 300 people he sends each time.
Yeah.
Gotta imagine that you can't send like too many people at a time. It'll be like a
Yeah,
long
there was
time.
I, man, I'll try and find it. There was an article. We didn't get to it a couple weeks ago, and it was like until I don't know the last like 20 or 30 years, like everybody that has ever died has been on Earth, and there was like 30 minutes or something where somebody had died in outer space, and then they came back um, on a spaceship. But I thought that was super interesting. Like every person that's ever been alive is here. And it's not always going to be like that. I don't know. I just find that fascinating. Like what? There's like
Yeah,
every human is here. Every,
makes
one
sense.
way or another, they're all here. And yeah. So I don't
Except for
know.
the
I
ones that
just
got
think that's cool.
abducted.
Yeah. If you believe in that.
I don't know. I'm believing less of that, of the abduction story
Yep.
part. That one. I'm not. This isn't saying I believe less in alien life visiting our planet, extraterrestrials coming here, right? But I
Hmm.
would say that the abduction stories don't hold up as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you
They
agree
feel a
with
lot
that
more
one?
local,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They do feel a lot more local.
Yeah.
Or government related. I mean that
Yeah,
too.
that's what I meant.
Well, I was thinking of just
That's
like
what I
not.
was
I was
hinting
thinking
at.
of locals. Like,
But
well, back in the
like,
day, you did like, little Jimmy went walking down the street, and then next thing you know, he didn't come home.
yeah.
But he did walk
Oh,
by the weird
yeah.
guy's
Yep.
house.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I just mean like the people that remember. They're like, I was the people that say that they were abducted.
Oh, those two.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, but the abduction one doesn't hold up. I'm still not gonna dismiss the aliens coming and visiting. I don't know. I mean, it seems more and more like the ships are something else. They're not aliens. You know what I mean? They seem almost
Yep.
government ran
Yep.
or interdimensional type stuff, which would kind of be considered aliens, but I don't know. I've heard some
Yeah.
interesting theories on dimensions. So. All right. Well, let's get to the Beatles. They're interdimensional
Ooh, Beatles.
because they drink water
Yep.
using their butts.
Ooh, weird.
Red flower beetles
Refreshing.
use certain cells in an organ in their digestive system to suck water out of the fecal matter and back into their bodies. This is just so everyone knows. Darcy picked this article.
Jeff picked it first, but it is interesting. I didn't
I
read
picked
it,
it
and that is
first.
really weird.
I picked it
Yeah, you picked
first.
it first, and then I picked it
I'm just a
second.
news reporter. I just offer up choices. I didn't say, hey, we had to
Like,
report on
I
this.
don't I just find the news. I don't make it. No, that's weird. That feels um that's strange. Because it feels like their bodies should take the water out before it poop.
This amazing mechanism could one day be exploited to make beetle-specific pesticides that could protect crops while safeguarding bees and other insects. We're gonna poison their butts.
Oh, great.
Oh my god.
They're like, "Isn't it bad enough we get water from poop? Now you wanna poison us that way? Rude."
Hey, gotta keep those bees safe. We care about the bees now.
Mm, yeah,
It's funny because
and
everything is important.
well,
So once we start killing the beetles, then
yeah.
somebody will be like, "Oh, we needed those for some reason."
Right? Like, that kept some other strange creature.
Insect pests get into as much as 20% of the global food supply every year, destroying food and costing farmers money. Wow. No wonder they care about the beetles.
Yeah. Well, it's not like they're pooping in it.
No, no, they're actually sucking it back up.
Yeah. They're like, "We're cleaning up after ourselves, people." Yeesh.
Yeah, they're like, Jeff, no, 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 don't put that on the floor. Here, let me clean that up for you. I'll be like, whatever.
I don't think he would be that polite about it. Like, "Get out.
Get out.
We're done here."
We're done. But the dog just did it. I thought it was cool. I thought that's what we did here in this house. That's how it rolls. And
Yeah.
then like if you hang out with the little dude, it'd be like you see him puke, and then everybody starts puking. Oh, that would be such a fun party, wouldn't
No.
it?
All
We
right.
followed like
Well,
our animals. All right. On that note, we'll take a
yeah.
break.
Yeah. Yeah, let's take a break. Oh, I didn't get any jokes, man. Oh, I did see this one yesterday. I feel like I might have told this joke before, but there was there's a word for when you can't sleep at night and you just stay up eating all night, and it's called insomnium. Oh, the end.
And on that note,
Yeah, let's take our break now.
let's take a lifelong break. We'll never come back.
No,
We're
you
not
know
coming
you
back from
can't.
that one.
I think it's hilarious.
Our silent breaks.
That was excellent timing.
Was it?
Hmm.
It was that good.
Yeah. Well, we're technically not back, I guess.
They can hear us.
Oh, so we're technically back. Just looking at the famous artwork.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So what's next?
Um,
Jellyfish?
jellyfish. Yep. Jellyfish are so cool.
Well, they are bizarre and
Hmm.
unlike any other animal.
Yep. It's weird to think that they have nervous systems. Oh, they have bizarre nervous systems.
Whenever I've seen them, they
But
look
they don't
awful
have
nervous.
brains or anything else. Mwah, mwah. Weirdo.
They don't have brains. Who says they don't have a brain?
No,
Are they like the Tin Man?
they don't. Yeah, if the Tin Man was see-through.
They have a nerve net and it's missing distinct connection spots or synapses. Instead, the nerve net is fused together with a long stringy neurons sharing a cell membrane. While the nerve net has been described before, no one has generated a high resolution, detailed picture of it.
That feels fair. I mean, they're jellyfish.
You know, the hotkey of Control N opens up a lot of stuff.
Does it?
Yes, I'm gonna have to change
That
that
is so.
hotkey because I thought I was gonna be smarter than it and click away off the browser. Because Control N, obviously for a browser that you see, it pops up a new tab every time, a new browser window. Well, if you click on your desktop, it brings up a new folder. So what do we got here? We got the sensory cells, we got some combs, the nerve net itself, some more combs, a tentacle, and some neurons.
A tentacle?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the origins of animal nervous system is a murky area of research. Sponges, the traditional competitors for the title of the most ancient animal, don't have a nervous system or muscles or fundamental vision proteins called opsins for that matter. But there's been mounting evidence to suggest that centophores are actually the most ancient animal group, older than even sponges.
Hmm. That's cool.
So they're thinking jellyfish are even older, or ones that are like jellyfish-like creatures, right? Might not be
Yeah.
jellyfish. They
Yeah.
gotta
Well,
do.
and there's those jellyfish that can live forever.
Mm-hmm. That is,
The
yeah,
ones that
that is
become
true.
babies again.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know. It's so weird. They're so cool and so weird.
Well, maybe we'll learn stuff from them someday. They'll share their secrets with us.
Yep. Oh,
Uh-oh.
gray hair.
Gray hair. I think gray hair is fine, but some people don't like gray hair. Well, for those that don't like gray hair, Science may be coming to your rescue. They have discovered
There you go.
links that certain stem cells seem to be stuck, turning hair gray. Maybe they can figure out why all my hair wants to move to my shoulders. It moved from my head onto my shoulders. It's weird.
Oh no.
Yeah, it really does. It's interesting.
That's
It's
hilarious.
like I have like little hairs,
That's like
you know.
migrating.
Yeah, it like migrated down. Like gravity pulled it down. That's why my head's bald and my shoulders are hairy now. And not like hairy, but they have hairs on them that weren't there before. And they look like head hairs.
That's super
It's
funny.
kind of weird. Then I think
You're
they
like,
need
what
to
the
put
heck
research
happened
into
here?
that a little more.
Yeah, that feels more important to you.
Yeah, than
That's
like
that's
all the
fair.
gray
That
hair.
yeah. I don't know. I'm getting more and more gray hairs all the time, and I don't mind.
I've had them for a while, and that's why my hair
Yeah.
migrated. They were scared of turning gray. They were like, "Oh, we got to get out of here,"
They're like, "Let's get out of here."
because the hair that's on my shoulders is not gray. It's like black.
There you go. They're like, if we're not wanted, we'll go somewhere where we're wanted.
We're covered where he covers us.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
so these hair stem cells get stuck as people age, so lose their ability to mature and maintain hair color. That's what they found. They found that as
Interesting.
hair ages, sheds, and then repeatedly grows back, increasing numbers of something get stuck in the stem cell compartment called the hair follicle bulge. There they remain, do not mature into transit amplifying state, do not travel back to their original location in the germ compartment.
And do not click $200. Oh,
Yep. And then something would have prodded them into regenerate into pigment cells. So that's it. It's as simple as that. Just convince them to
yeah.
finish their job.
Yeah, you're not getting old. Your cells are just stuck.
Well, they're just
Does that
forgetting
feel
how to
better?
work.
I don't know.
That's it. I don't know. It feels better because it means, well, it just means you can, maybe there would be therapies to help that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to let you, like maybe the problem is that we haven't figured out something that we need to take into our body to keep things working longer, right? Maybe
Yeah.
there's some
I
kind
think
of
that's
plant
that's
that's
a fair. That's
extinct
fair.
and that we will find someday. And maybe not.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we've never gonna
Maybe.
figure things out. So, but then science will figure everything. The
Yeah, that would
AI
be
will
a
figure it all out.
yep.
Won't that be awesome? The AI will be like, "Oh, I know how to help you guys live forever, but I'm not telling you."
Yeah. It'll be like it's 2 tablespoons of cyanide every day. That's how it's gonna get rid of us. No, trust me,
No,
this'll work.
no, that is not health advice. We're not doctors.
Yeah, please don't do that.
You would
That
not want
was
to do
AI.
that. Yep, that was the AI speaking.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep.
All right, next. What do we got? Moving along
Next.
pretty well. All right, let's
Yeah.
see if I can get this thing to pop up without anything else popping up. There we go. I figured out the trick. If I click on the chat window, it works. Sensations.
Nice.
Did you draw that
Ooh.
picture?
Ooh. I did not draw that picture.
It looks like it's a little not safe for work.
Yeah, it is not safe for work.
There's too many
Mine would have been
boxes
a stick
down in the
figure.
specials areas.
Yeah. It's
All
like
right.
a the bat belt.
And the right hand has less sensation than the left hand. Kind of funny.
Weird.
You have 3
Interesting.
sensation spots on your left hand and 2 on your right hand.
Yeah.
Can you describe a sensation without feeling it first?
No, I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be like, what would something else feel like? What do I think that feels like? I don't know. Maybe.
Research
Can
with
you?
a person born without somosensation shows that direct sensation sensory experience is not required to understand language and abstract metaphors referencing sensation. Wow, I should have warmed my lips up for that.
Hmm. It's like those exercises that singers do.
Research with a
Mhm.
unique, perhaps one of a kind individual shows that you can comprehend and use tactile language and metaphors without relying on previous sensory experiences. These findings challenge notions of embodied cognition that insist that language comprehension and abstract thought require direct memory of such sensations. So you can learn sensations, is what they're saying. Don't
Hmm.
have to experience them. You can learn what pressure is, pain, touch, temperature. Hmm. I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have been with the
No,
body of people that said you have to experience it to understand it. So there is a person out there that has no sensation.
that's
I
awful.
don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting.
I guess
Yes.
if you never had it, you wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't be awful.
Yeah. I mean, anything where you don't get to experience part of the human condition, maybe that would be considered awful. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I agree with what you just said. If you haven't experienced it, you probably don't know what you're missing. But then you might long for it
Mm.
just to be able to
Well,
experience it. And so then maybe that bothers you. Maybe
yeah,
it doesn't.
yeah. Seeing everybody talk about this, touch or yeah.
That's how I felt about Game of
I don't
Thrones.
know about what
Everybody talking
you
about how
didn't
awesome it
understand it.
was, and I didn't watch it. Any of it.
Oh, I watched the first 2 seasons like 5 times and finally I gave up. I was like, I keep starting it and not going anywhere, so clearly I had enough.
And Breaking
It's too
Bad,
much for
too.
me.
Everybody talks
Oh,
about
I
that
couldn't
one.
watch it.
Yeah, I didn't get into them as much. Found it boring.
Mm,
And just even though Game of
yeah.
Thrones
Rick
is right
watched
up my
it like
alley,
5 times.
watched Breaking Bad like 5 times.
Oh my gosh, at least. So I know I have a pretty good idea of what happens most of the time. So, that and, what was that motorcycle one?
Oh, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, he watched that even more than Breaking Bad. Pretty clear on what happened there too.
Surprised Rick doesn't have a motorcycle.
He'd kill himself down here.
Well,
He's
yeah,
talked
but
about it. He wants to get one, but he's like, "I don't trust myself on a motorcycle," and I'm like, "That's it." Yeah.
that's what I
Well,
say. I mean, I see the thrill of it, but yeah, I would hurt myself.
well, there's no you don't have to wear a helmet here, and
Oh yeah,
people. I mean, there's so many accidents down here with motorcycles.
I would
So
start wearing a helmet,
yeah,
but then yeah, if the rules said you didn't have to, I'm sure that there would be times where I wouldn't wear one, just because it's like, yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's easy.
Rick's
Even if it's
cousins.
sitting there, you just kind of set it off to the side. You're like, eh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Rick's cousins came up with their wives. They rode motorcycles up, and Rick's like, "You guys aren't wearing helmets?" And they go, "Well, you know, our grandmother and Darcy's dad doesn't wear helmets." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's the worst excuse for wearing a helmet." I'm like, "Have you people met my dad?" But my dad has been in 2 motorcycle accidents, and he almost died in both, so and he had some brain damage when the first one was pretty
Yeah,
bad, so
that's the thing. Like you're still gonna get all messed up, but I see
Yeah.
the helmet as like if you just get lightly hit, not we're not talking thrown forever, right?
Mm-mm.
And you just fall over. Like even riding a bicycle, you bang your head. It's just that from the height of
Yeah.
standing to cement, is enough to hit your head pretty good, and to cause some pretty good damage, and if not possibly kill
Yeah.
you. I mean, that's extreme, but I would say if you fall over without bracing yourself and hit your head, you pretty much guarantee you're going to cause some damage. And it might not be permanent, but
Yeah.
you're going to hurt yourself bad. And if you wear a helmet, you're just going to have a neck injury. You're not going to have brain damage.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna
So,
get hurt, but
yeah.
it'll
Yeah.
protect you. Yeah, one of a friend, my friend's brother actually got in a bicycle accident.
Mm-hmm.
He was fooling around and slid on some gravel and he hit his head on a curb. And his wife was pregnant with their second baby and he was in the hospital for a really long time. And then he had the personality of a preteen. And
Mm.
so his wife, had two little ones at home and it took years for him to have like the emotional maturity of an adult. It took a really
It's
long
kind of
time.
like a reset
And
button.
it was hard. Yeah, it was really hard for him and the family because he knew that it wasn't right, but he didn't have the emotional maturity anymore to work on it. So he was a child and um I think of stuff like that and it's scary and just a bicycle, you
Mm-hmm.
just slip and you hit your head and then all of a sudden you can't work anymore and I don't know.
Yep.
That was a long tangent to tell you why Rick doesn't ride motorcycle.
Oh, mine's just I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't pay attention. I'd hit something, or I wouldn't see somebody not paying attention to me. That's pretty
Mhm.
easy. Like
Yeah.
Craig could probably have vouched for that. Probably everybody in the chat would be like, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't get on a
Yeah.
motorcycle." They've all ridden
Like,
with me.
see.
I don't ever say I'm a great driver. I'm not like horrible, but yeah, you're not like gonna die if you ride with me. But yeah, you might get bumped. So
You may not show up in the same condition that you left in.
yeah,
Funny. Note to self.
yeah, same
Yeah,
condition.
whenever
It's fine.
we've hung out, we've always just been pedestrians, so that works for me.
Yeah, yeah,
I will remember that.
yeah, and that's what, and I openly talk about it. It's like I know it's a deficiency of mine, and I don't like driving. That's why I'm all about self-driving cars, and I'm surprised. And everybody probably says they're surprised I don't have a Tesla, but they're just kind of expensive and not that
Yeah,
great.
they're really
They're
expensive.
okay, but they're just I don't know. They're not. It's not ready yet for me
Yeah.
because I would want to totally
Yep.
self-drive it. So I'd get in trouble. All right, so there we go. Sensations. Next. Uh-oh. Here we go for all you older adults. Control. Older adults may achieve the same cognition as undergraduates. What?
What?
Undergrads, to me, probably have the most efficient brain at that point in life, right? I think that's when you're at the peak of
Yeah.
your processing, learning, being able to memorize things, being able to understand things, being able to process things. I think young adults that are in college and specifically ones that are between 18 and we'll go 25, something to that effect. We'll give it a nice good
Mhm.
range. And it's not everybody. We're not talking about everybody, but we're talking about, if you think about it, a
Right.
lot of them,
Just
those
general.
brains are firing at that point.
Yep.
When I look back, that was at the peak of my processing. Now it's just like slowness. So it's like, all right, that seems like a lot of work. I'm not going to learn that. But back in the day, you'd learn everything, and you just pick up things pretty good. And so they're saying that us older people, and I think they're really talking about older people, probably people
Yeah, I was like, I
after
don't think we're there
65,
yet.
70, um, can improve
Yeah.
their cognition as long as they do certain things. What are those certain things?
Yeah,
Well,
what are they? Tell us quick.
A set of recent studies demonstrate for the for the first time that learning multiple new tasks carries benefits for cognition long after the learning has been completed. 1 year after they've learned new skills, older subject research subjects, wow, when you separate that, that was definitely not good, tested higher for certain cognitive tasks.
Next year, you'll be able to read this. It's so good.
I gotta pick up new tasks of reading. Uh, consistent, yeah, next year, since I tried it this year, consistently the scores for cognitive functions increased on average by at least 2 to 3 times. So they're basically saying the more you learn, the better that your cognition gets, not necessarily while you're learning it, but the following year. So if you go a year without learning, you'll go down. Okay, I can go with that. And that's what
Yeah.
I've had people tell me that it's hard to get their brain thinking in like a test state, since they haven't had to do it for so long,
Oh,
like
yeah.
since school and stuff. Like I'm talking about not just like easy tests, but like a nice one where you got to sit down, maybe study for it, things like that. Anything that you'd probably have to
Do
study
you
for.
remember these 90s stars?
That doesn't count. That does not
You're like,
count. Unless you're
oh,
sitting down and studying
yeah.
for it. That's a little okay.
No, I feel like I mean, that's kind of what my life has been like the last few years, huh? So things are finally starting to kick in. I mean, it took me a little more than a year.
Yeah, but
Like,
yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've been learning much lately. Not as much as I previously had. I think our stuff's kind of I don't know. Coding's kind of in a stalled point. I mean, AI is kicking off, but it's
yeah.
interesting. I don't know. There was a lot going on for a while. I just think it's slower now in our world. But yeah, that's what they're saying.
Hmm.
People that learn multiple things, they did better the following year.
All right. That's awesome. That's that feels reassuring.
Overall,
Like,
our
because learning is
findings
hard. Yeah.
oh, learning is hard, but they said
Mm.
overall, our findings promote the benefits of lifelong learning, namely to improve cognitive abilities in adult not reading in wow, I'm just still not in older adulthood. That's what I was trying to say
Mm.
that whole time. Wow. I kept wanting to say in older
Oh, that's
adults,
good.
but uh, cool. I think I had one
Time
more.
for one more.
Yeah, one more. What's the next one after that? Yeah, we'll do this one because this one looks interesting. Oh, yeah, there's another cognitive picture.
Oh yeah, brains. Brains.
Don't. We're not feeding anybody brains.
And that's how
Oh,
you
man, I had a
keep
lot of
learning when you
cognition
get older.
pictures. Should have
You
been.
sure did.
I'm just used to everybody only having
You
one, so.
you forgot about them?
Shush. Well, next year I'll remember.
Yeah. Like, oh shoot, I had all these pictures last year.
I remember this one because this one was a
Mhm.
hard one to get in.
Yep.
How did Earth get its water?
Yeah, how did it get its water?
Exoplanet discoveries inform new model that explain origin of some of Earth's signature features, such as its abundance of water. Our planet's water could have originated from interactions between hydrogen-rich atmospheres and magma oceans of the planetary embryos that comprise Earth's formative years. I didn't think I was going to get through that sentence for a second.
You did good.
I know. See, I warmed up. I guess it's next year already.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yay!
You are a lot faster than most older adults. Congratulations.
It only took 3 minutes. Oh, that's funny. For decades, researchers for decades oh, it already went back down. For decades, what researchers knew about planet formation was based primarily on our own solar system, although there are some active debates about the formation of gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn. It is widely agreed upon that Earth and other rocky planets accreted. Yeah, accreted from the disk of dust and gas that surrounded our sun in its youth. Okay? So they're just saying we sucked water out of the air. Okay. Cool pictures,
Okay.
though.
Yeah.
This one. I like this one.
Aw, that's
We
hilarious.
sucked them away from everybody else. We stole all the water. They're like,
This looks like
hey.
something I would draw too.
All the other
Minus
planets are
the
kind of sad.
like you, Neptune's like, or no, is that Uranus?
The
Where it's
blue
all off
planet?
to the side. Mm-hmm.
I
Like,
think that is.
what are you looking at?
Where's
Yeah,
Pluto
Neptune's
at?
the dark blue, I think. Not in here.
This should be off to
Good
the
job.
side being really sad all by itself.
It is. It's the next picture.
What's
It's
our next
the
picture?
next picture.
Ooh, look at that. Oh, that did work. Look at that.
Oh, it moves.
Yeah, so we can show GIFs. Huh, cool.
Excellent.
We'll end on that one. I like that picture.
Yeah.
I wonder if a ChatGPT or I forget which the other one is. Well, Dolly's their other one, but what is it? I don't know. I wonder. Oh, Stable Diffusion. That's what I was trying to think of. I wonder if Stable Diffusion can do GIFs yet. That'd be cool.
I don't know.
We haven't checked back in on that. So.
No, we haven't.
All right. It's the end of our show. The
Yep.
last show. It's over. How'd we do? We hit 50. We got to be 50 years old.
We did.
That's awesome.
50 shows old.
50 shows old. And I think that's a good run. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not done.
You're not done?
I mean,
you got a little more juice in the tank?
Not a whole lot. I wouldn't call it juice.
Farts?
My jeans are stuck. Definitely still got some gas in the tank.
Yeah, because you always
I've
pick
been eating
those
a lot
butt things.
What?
Fart and butt stuff.
Oh, the stories? I was
Yeah.
like, what butt things? I was super confused for a second. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, today's Earth Day?
You know.
That's cool.
Oh, it is? Hey, happy Earth Day.
Good job, Patricia.
We should have known that. Maybe in
all our science research didn't turn that up. We would have had a theme too.
I know. Yeah, maybe that's why there wasn't anything. They were
Maybe
like, you were looking for the wrong things this week.
And maybe that's why they shut down the show, because we're not doing a good job.
No, that's not why. That can't be. Are we going to try and do something else?
You didn't get the other letter?
I didn't get any letters.
Oh. Yeah. We got picked up on another show.
Oh, nice. Is it going to make you dumber in 90 minutes? Still laughing about that. I thought it was funny.
No, that's what they said the show was doing.
Oh, yeah. So
they said instead of improving the cognition of your audience, you're decreasing it.
Yeah. But they use smaller words.
Oh, did you get your letter, Craig? ChatGPT taking over the show? I don't know. They said that we got to get our acts together. That's what they said. They said the next show needs to be a lot more professional. We said, well, you're hiring the wrong people.
Yeah. Like all we have is some articles a whole lot of middle stories and um, butts.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Oh
my
yeah, and
gosh.
sometimes there's good jokes. Huh?
I just said, oh my gosh.
I know I can't stop.
All right. Well, you'll have to hold on and see what happens next.
Yep.
Tune in, check our website, check our channel. We'll be posting. There
Yep.
might even be some new shorts that come out of it. Who knows? So
Yeah.
we'll see what we
You
got.
have a good weekend too. Yeah. Can't wait. I'm super excited.
Everyone have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.